Hey Flosstube, it's Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher. Today is March 19th. Thank you for joining my channel and video number 82, I think, which is really strange. I don't know. I've been doing this for, I think that I'm going into my 6th year. I believe my first video was March 25th, 2017. I have to go back and look at my YouTube channel. But it just feels like yesterday since I started, and every first YouTube video is like this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I saw some people doing this on the YouTube and I thought, I'm gonna do this and I can do it, and then you do it. And so each time you learn something new, or when you watch other people, you learn something new. So it just seems like it just started, but gosh, here we are years later. Today I have some whips to show you, and I also have last time's giveaway. So I think I'll do that first, because usually I do that somewhere in the middle or at the end, and so I'm just going to do it first this time just to switch it up. And I showed you five pieces that I think I want to start, and well, I do know I want to start, and some of them are pretty ginormous. And I'm trying to reduce my whips, so I'm not going to start anything until I at least finish one thing. The winner, I asked y'all to tell me what you thought I should start, and the runaway winner was Jane Hopkins by Hands Across the Seas. So thank you for all your input. There were a lot of people who also, there were 38 people who voted for Jane Hopkins, 18 for Rose Wreath Sampler by GGR, 12 for the MJ. We couldn't decide if it's MJ or MT, 1810, I think, or 1820 by GGR. And then Victorine Delacroix from A Sampler was 9, and Elizabeth Simon or Simone from the Scarlet Letter was 5. So thank you. It was a lot of fun to see your comments. There were some passionate comments on what people thought I should start, and I always get a chuckle out of that. So I went ahead and drew the names for grab bag number 1. The winner is Janet Doncette, Doncette. Grab bag number 2 is Peggy Cox, and the Noel little kit is Anita Meyer. I'll comment on your comments so that you know now, and reach out to me at the email that I'm going to drop in the little drop-down box below. You can let me know. So give me your address and I'll mail it to you. So congratulations to the winners. I do have a giveaway. Actually, I have 2 giveaways this time too. And the first one is this Plum Street Liberty Lodge. It's so cute. I loved it so much. I bought it twice. So I know you know what I'm talking about. If you would like this one in this video, just comment Liberty is the keyword that I'm going to search. And then I was looking through my whip list, and I was thinking about, is there anything on my whip list that I just don't know if I'm going to finish or get back to in the near future. And so I'm thinking ahead too to my next house that we're going to build, and how much space will I have? How much wall space will I have? Will this go in what I think the decor will be? And I decided to, if anybody wants this, give up my 2017 Linens and Threads. What is this? The Mystery Sampler. And this is stitched on 30 count. This is stitched with DMC variegated threads. And there's a smidge of Kreinik on there too that I put in for sparkle. It's adorable. I enjoy working on this a lot. It's really fairly long, but because it's a band sampler, but you can do what you want. If you want to stitch not all the bands, you don't have to. If you just want to cut this off and throw it away and just keep the rest of the fabric, it's up to you. I don't care. And it's going to come to you in this project bag. This is a Tula Pink fabric. It's so cute. It has little mice hiding in here. So adorable. And the inside has this fabric, this Tula Pink fabric. It comes with the patterns that I printed off when they were free, and a bunch of the DMC threads. So a bunch of the the dark is 40-40, variegated. The light is 40-30, and the Kreinik is number 4 braid, 3-2-1, kind of a translucent, sparkly one. So if you would like this, I'll just throw the whole thing, the bag and all, in the mail to you. And go ahead and write mystery. Mystery will be the keyword that I'll search. And so if you could tell me in the comment box when you make your comment what your favorite chart was from this market, I'm interested to know, because I'm getting into this polling thing. I want to see what people really think and like. So I'm going to keep track, and we'll see if we can figure out what ones with the very top based on the comments below. So that is it for giveaways. Please don't say giveaway. You have to be 18. I'm not sending it to you if you're not 18. And if you live outside the United States, I'll mail either of these to you. So there you go. Let's talk about some whips, because y'all, I do have some haul, as you know I would. The first thing I worked on since last time was, one moment please. I'm trying to think of when I started first. I think I worked a little bit more on my Mirabilia. This is Rose Arbor, and it is stitched on a 32 count fabric of the month from Crafty Kitten. I'm almost positive. That's what I said last time, but it's been a few years ago since I started this, so I don't remember for sure. She is so beautiful. I love her. My little board isn't quite big enough, but you'll get the gist of it. Since the last time I showed this last video, I finished stitching the urn down here, the stitch part. I need to come back and do the Kreinik and like some vining. There's a little bit of beads on here, but I did finish the urn, and then the dress kind of drops down here. So this one I will focus on finishing this year. So I had 10 projects that I was going to focus on, 5 blondes, 5 brunettes. The blondes are the light color palette. This is a blonde, and 5 brunettes, so they're a little bit darker color palette. I finished 2, and then I started I started one that was really a big one. It's 200 by 600, and I've shown you that in the last couple of videos. I'm going to show it to you today too. So I haven't really made as much progress, and those 10 projects I was going to focus on January, February, March, April. And then in May, June, and July, I'm going to stitch mostly patriotic. And those are smaller ones. So it's funny, I was like, man, why have I not finished more of these? But then you look at how big they are, and you're like, well, okay. And then you started another ginormous one. So I will probably finish this one. I know I'll finish this one this year. I'm hoping by the end of April, I'll have this one done. And it's a lot of fun to stitch on. I really enjoy her a lot. So that was the first whip that I worked on. The second one, oh yeah, I got my hair done yesterday. She cut it a little bit short. Woo, that's all right. The second one I pulled out, and I had not worked on this one yet in my 4-month window of projects that I'm focusing on, is Susan Rambo by Crosspoint Designs. I don't think I had worked on this one so far this year. This has been in, I think it was in the Antique Sampler and Quarterly. I don't know what the name is. Anyway, it was in that magazine. And then it's been reproduced by Crosspoint. And I wonder if it might have been reproduced by someone else as well. I am stitching this on 40 count fresco by Picture This Plus. And isn't she pretty? Oh, she's so pretty. I really wanted to go up here and just start stitching on these, but what I made myself do is just work my way across and do more of this. So I did this little bird and this little bird. They are so cute. And then that duck is everything. Now he looks like he's got a flat top. Like he's a straight out of the 50s duck, or maybe he has his button-up Levi's and his white t-shirt with some cigarettes rolled up in the sleeve, and he's got himself a flat top, so he kind of cracks me up. I finished this. What I love about this is that the berries aren't perfectly centered, nor are they all exactly the same shape. So that was fun. I did this and this little flower, and then that's what I worked on this rotation. What I probably need to do is stitch this way and start working on the dreaded grass, the 12 acres of grass. Got 12 of it. I got 6 done, so I just have 6 more to go. And then it's going to be just the fun stuff, right? Getting this stuff up on both sides and the motifs. So it was a blast to stitch on. Every single one of these whips that I work on, it's really hard for me to put this away and work on another one because I love them. I think some of it, I have to just give Michelle Rudy a big thank you for the stitch 9 and 19. It made me kind of stitch the things. I stitched this one. I finished this one. It was my oldest whip by far. But I stitched some things, or I made some harsh decisions on what I was going to continue to stitch on. And I also finished some things that were just languishing in my stitchy bin. And this one was dated 1994. Yeah, I finished it in 2019. So I didn't change the date. I left 1994, but I had to do quite a bit on the bottom. And that one is so heavily backstitched, it's ridiculous. It's done and it's on my wall now. So I am down to whips that I just really love stitching on. And even the mystery sampler, it was hard for me to say, I want to give this away because I really like stitching on it. But I have to think about what does the future look like in terms of my samplers. Oh, so in my new house, this is my dream. My dreams and goals, because we all have them, right? I think in one of the spare bedrooms, I'm going to have a blue sampler wall. And I think I've mentioned that before, but there are 2 right here. This is English Garden by Samplers Not Forgotten. And this is English Cottage Garden by Teresa Wentzler. I have the Modern Folk Embroidery Forget Me Not sampler, which is stitched with blue thread on vintage autumn gold fabric. And I just have a couple more that I really have in mind that probably will end up on that blue sampler wall. So I love me some red and pink, don't get me wrong, but I also love blue. Anyway, so last night I picked up, actually I'm going to go to this one next. Since the last time we met, I did continue to work on, I guess I will put this on this little board. This is also called Forget Me Not Sampler, and this is by European Reproduction Samplers. The gal who reproduces them is Sabina Terrera Gundaker. This is available. I'm going to in the drop-down box, I'm going to put the link to the site, and I'm going to tell you where to find it in the site. There are so many beautiful samplers that she has for sale. It can be hard to find what you want because there's so many that you're looking through. But last time I was up here and I had finished some of this little, it's not a cornucopia, I don't know what you call that, a posy holder. And then I did all the flowers. I did the little bands on either side, and then I've started the 3 motifs. So this is a huge urn of flowers here. And these are sort of like these here. They're just little flower bouquets, but they're a horizontal layout. So this is all DMC, can you believe it? And it's stitched on 46 count parchment by Weeks. It is such a delight to stitch on. There are a lot of color changes. You don't get that shading by using one color of DMC. There's a lot of color changes. But it's a lot of fun to stitch, and I enjoy just every little motif is a finish. So I love this one. Now, I do get a little tired of the color changes. So to cure that, I picked up yesterday, one moment please, as I move that over there. I picked up my Live on Little by Plum Street. This is a retreat piece from May of last year at Farm Girl Gatherings Retreat, where Paulette was the designer. I would expect this will come out this spring. So it's not available right now, but probably will come out in the near future. Again, I'm not Paulette. I don't work for Paulette. I don't rule Paulette's book, her schedule. So just know that that's the case. This is the opposite of the last one. It has huge blocks of solid stitching. And it's so fun because it's sort of, I don't want to say mindless, but it's sort of easy stitching in a lot of ways. And this is huge. Actually, I'm going to take this little board off of it. I'm just going to hold it back here. This is a good size sampler. It is, I call it a tapestry because it is solid, solid stitching. I stitched the waves, the blue waves toward the end that's unstitched. And then I basically boxed in the remainder of that dark blue space. And then I also stitched the little whale that's by himself. I think on your side, it's probably to the right of the lobster. So much fun. From here, I'm going to frame in the house and start working on that. And then there's a little bit of blue water to the right of the house, just a little 2-inch wide section, and work on some of the flowers on the way up. Right here, this would help. We'll work on, this is the blue section. It's about 2 inches wide, but I'll probably start working on the banding going up and then be working on the house next. This one, I was kind of surprised that of the 10, this is a brunette, I believe. Of the 10 that I chose to focus on, I really have spent a lot of time on this one. It's stitch heavy, but it's so much fun. Like, it's so much fun. And then I just personalized it by putting this little, hold on, for crying out loud. Sorry. By putting this quilt motif right here and my initial on here. There's another one of these in a yellow color that goes up in this corner. So really I just took that and modified it. I picked my own flags. She gives you optional flags to pick from, so you can make it your own there as well. All right, those are the whips. I don't have any finishes because I like working on some huge pieces. And one of these days, actually, when I get into my May, June, July stitching, I really think that those will go quickly because that was from Stitch Mania a couple of years ago. And I finished some of those, although I haven't fully finished anything for a long time. I just have a huge pile of things I need to fully finish. But there are several of those that should be finishes in that 3-month window. I have a couple big ones. I have The Village from the Work Basket. I have Prize Your Liberty by Merrily Beams, which is now available on 1884 Stitchery. And I have Summer at Hollyberry Farm, which is probably about not quite halfway done. So I expect that I'll finish that one too. And then I do have some fall pieces identified, but I'm going to continue to go back to these big pieces that I've really been focusing on the first part of this year. And I haven't started anything. That doesn't mean I haven't planned or bought anything, because I have. But I have tried to not start more things. I've been pretty successful, except for when I start, pieces that are 200 by 600. This one. All right. Let's see. I wanted to show you a couple of previous finishes. This one, this is by Paulette Stewart. It is Always Remember, I think is what it's called. It's on 46 Count Eucalyptus by Fox and Rabbit. And the colors in this just got me immediately. I had to stitch it as soon as I possibly could. So after the retreat last year, we knew that this was coming out, and a bunch of people at the retreat got online and ordered it as soon as possible so that they could make sure they had some fabric. I think the model is stitched on 36, but I believe I just found the 46, and I really love it because it's just, her eagles, they just kill me. And that house, love it. The other one, I'm going to lean out of frame here and just grab the other one. The other one is also a Paulette piece. This is Friendship, I think, and it was a Dying to Stitch retreat piece. I stitched this on, I'm sure it's a 40 count. I don't recall the fabric. It is in and I framed it myself. You could tell it's not perfect. It's okay though. This is a Hobby Lobby, kind of a plasticky frame. And it's one where you just, pop the back out. I guess this was this way. I don't know. And then I took, there's one of these slidey things that secures the back of your piece. I tied a satin ribbon on it and then put one of Taylor Nash's strawberries. Now it's been out on my quilt cabinet for quite a while, so it sort of oxidizes. And my understanding is you can just heat it with a hairdryer and that goes away. But I kind of like it. I kind of like the vintagey, worn look of it, because isn't that how life is? Quite frankly, everything ages. So I just thought I'd share those two things before we start talking about home. Market was amazing. Amazing to share. Before that, I forgot to bring forth, though, something I bought, I want to say it was the month before last. I got this, I set it down, and I forgot to pick it up in my last video or two to show you. This is Love Sometimes Blue by Twin Peak Primitives. And they have limited exclusive kits. This, I can't remember where I bought it from, but if you watch like Pam and Steph talk about this on their videos when they do the promo for for Twin Peak Primitives, this one really caught my eye because it's blue, and this would go on my wall in my extra bedroom. And it's sort of a, I don't know, almost a Quakerish looking sampler. It came with looks like a Zweigart even weave fabric. You could coffee tea dye that. It comes with the DMC, because they do all of theirs pretty much in DMC, I think. And then there's a sweet little needle minder that came with that. It also comes in a bag, a project bag. I do like these big project bags too. Nice big project bag. Because I make working copies and sometimes I tape it all together and put it in a project bag. I gotta fold it and wad it, shove it in there. But if you have a nice big project bag, you just fold it once or twice and it's much easier to put away. So that I wanted to share with you. They do have some really nice limited edition kits. I usually am too late by the time I get to it. What else did I pick up? Well, this was not Market. I don't think I showed this to you. Let me know if I did before. But I bought this off of Facebook Marketplace. It is a needlepoint, like the kind you would see maybe like covering a chair. This would be a sweet little one to reproduce, though, and make a sweet little pin cushion. I really bought this for the frame. It's a wood frame. There's a little bit of metal on here. I have a piece that I've been looking for, an oval frame, and I think I have to look and see if I have fabric that when the stitched piece is done that it will still fit in this. But it would sit this way. Now look at that's how I frame things. No, just kidding. This was really very reasonable. It was a pretty local person. I'm going to paint this black, that frame. So thought that was fun. I would share that with you. At Market, so my number one, well, let me just say this. I bought some things from Teresa Kitten Stitcher. I went to Market Day at Acorns and Threads, and I really did some damage there. There's a piece that is not a Market release, but came out about the same time as Market. And it is, I think it's a Dutch sampler. It's available through the Cruel Goblin in Australia, and I almost ordered it from her. And then I saw that Hobby House Needleworks and the Attic will carry this. It's a blue sampler. In fact, let me look it up. Hold on just a second. It's a blue sampler, and well, blue is in the sampler, I should say. Let me see if I have a copy of it. I thought I did a screenshot of this. Oh, please. There's a main sampler, and then there are a bunch of smalls made from the motifs in the main sampler. And I died when I saw this. It is the thing I really wanted the most. And even after seeing so many beautiful patterns, so many gorgeous patterns, I just could not, I mean, I'm telling you, it's like the EJ. I'll tell you what, this is what I'll do. I'm not going to take any more time to look this up. I'm going to find a photo of it and I'll insert it right here. Right? I was so excited for that sampler. It should be, it's been shipped. I don't know where it is in shipping, so probably will come today after I post this video. But that is the number one thing that I've wanted. For sure, hands down. Now that said, Teresa Kogut had some gorgeous pieces. Her Love Reigns piece is amazing. And I had that in my cart at Acorns and Threads. I put it back. Her books I put back because I'm a patron of her Patreon account, and all of those that she put in her books were from her Patreon account. Can you imagine getting that huge sampler as a gift as part of your patronage, if you will? Her Patreon account is very generous. You get like 2 or 3 patterns every month. She does a color page where you can use that for punch needle. She pushes a lot of content, very engaging. And so I think that it's a very good value for the low cost, really. And everything is PDF. So when you get it, you can download it immediately and print it if you want a hard copy, or load it onto your mobile device and just start stitching it. So Love Reigns, that's one of my favorites too. Another blue sampler. That said, there were so many gorgeous. I mean, I didn't pre-order anything, but I didn't need to because it's all available. From Kitten Stitcher, I picked up Blackbird. Humming of the Bees. So soft, so pretty. Love this. Love it, love it, love it. I picked up A Heart Remembers. This one has the mystery, 5-part mystery piece in it, which is so smart, so great. You would collect, there were 5 patterns that had bonus patterns in there, and these were the collection of bonus patterns. There are, and you've probably seen this by now, there are these. There is this one. I stitched this one and it's on a project bag. And that was, I want to say it was maybe a market kit. I don't know. Where My Heart Blooms. This was previously out of print. That's a sweet one. There's another one that's got some blue on it. Blue must be the thing we're doing now. I don't know. I just see blue everywhere. This one. I love this one. Pretty, 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 pretty. I didn't buy What Remains Is Love because I already had it. Then I picked up these 2 from Teresa. This is Cathcart Colquhoun. I mean, come on. Cathcart Colquhoun, 1785. This, I mean, gosh, look at these little people. Okay, so I did say on a previous video that wonky, weird people, it doesn't really appeal to me, but cute little quaint, funny people, I do dig. And this sort of has that aqua and red all together. I love this one. And then Jane Summers' work, 1831. So you could buy the abbreviated one. There's a smaller one that just has this, but why would I do that when I could do the big one? You know me, right? In the smaller one, she's filled this band in, which I really like and probably will do on the bigger one. But this, that just strikes every fancy of my red streak. I do love red too. Then we went to Acorns and Threads. I went by myself, but that's okay because I took a half day off from work. I jammed up there, got in line, saw some of my good friends, my first Thursday friends that I've been missing. Went through and put all the things in my Acorns and Threads bag and then checked out and came back home. So what I picked up there was by Heartstring Samplery, Really Friends. There's nothing I would not do for those who are really my friends. And then look at that little castle and that carriage and a horse. Adorable. Love that. This was an unexpected. I don't remember if I saw this before market on the previews or not. This is Leela's Studio AS Sampler 2. And I love this one. This one might jump into my sooner rather than later list. I really, really like that one. It has about 8 colors. And you'd think it's black, but it's not. It's like a dark gray. Very pretty. This one, Keeper of the Threads. That Brenda Gervais. She might as well just empty my bank account because I want everything she makes. Let's be honest. Look at that little sewing bird. Oh, love it. Plum Street. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. I love that brick house, that pink brick house. And then this patriotic one, I'm all for that too. I guess I didn't take these out. I'm so sorry that it's shiny, but it is what it is. This is God Bless America. The hanging berries with all the pennies around it. Fantastic. And then this one, Adorn Your Heart. I'm going to have to live to be 1,000,000 years old. And I do think this is an opportunity for some personalization right in that spot above the door. Adorn your heart, adorn your mind with knowledge of the sweetest kind. Yeah. Heartstring, I love this. Be Still My Heart. Needle roll. How fun is that? That is so much fun right there. More Brenda, The Rabbit and the Rose. I was hoping this would be like something that she put in there as a kit, but no, it's the whisper thread from the wrong side of the road. Happiness is Homemade. This is it's the cookbook that is also has little designs. These are all the people who contributed. There are tons of designs in here. And there's a wide range, a wide variety. So that's really fun. If you're looking for smalls for like an exchange, $8 worth it. Seasons of the Heart. Brenda. Love a house. I love a stitched house. This would be cute. This would be cute if you did it all in one and just didn't put the tags that she gives you instructions on how to make. That would be fun to have it all in one piece. I'll get right on that. Elizabeth Hunt. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love it. And then I wasn't going to buy this one. Jennifer Whittington suggested strongly that I get it. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, I do like that. I might brighten the colors up a little bit. If you like a muted palette, it's perfect for you. But I just really liked this. So pretty. And then Liz Matthews. I think I don't have all these yet. I have the first one and maybe this one, but I just loved this. Wouldn't this be a pretty little pinky? Maybe just a few of these outer motifs. Oh yeah, love it. I love this one. How many times have I said that this video? She is gorgeous. So beautiful. So pretty. Very feminine. This would be great on the blue sampler wall. And then the last one, that I bought from Market is, oh, I'm trying not to, oh, yep, I dropped a couple. This is probably my number one after the Dutch sampler that I showed you earlier. I love those birds. And I love that this has red and pink, but it's really very balanced. And look at the curtains in those windows. Oh my gosh, lovely. I also did a little trade with a friend, and I'm not going to say who it is because it was a little, we just shared some things. So she shared Christy Barron. Oh my gosh, I died when I saw this one. The Lord my pastor shall prepare and feed me with a shepherd's care. His presence shall my wants supply and guard me with a watchful eye. My noonday walks he shall attend and all my midnight hours defend. Christy Barron, her work, aged 11, 1832, aged 11. Woo! And then she sent this one, E.S.J. King, 1866. I did not have this one. And look at the cat in the middle. This is beautiful. Now, Reflé Soie is just absolutely one of my favorite designers, so I was thrilled. Thank you so much. You know who you are. Thank you for sharing. What else? I don't think that I have anything else. I think that's enough though, don't you think? There are some things that I have not purchased from Market that I still want, but I'm going to pause. And literally when I was at Acorns and Threads, I put about 4 charts back that I really thought, well, I'll probably wait. Other than that, I have a retreat coming up in May, and I'm looking forward to that. I have a girls' weekend with some friends the end of March, beginning of April. And we've been working on our property. When I say we, I mean my husband down in Oregon, getting some things ready, constantly working on projects on our house here. Looking forward to getting the house ready to sell next year. So it's exciting. It feels like time was slowly trickled, especially through the pandemic. And now things are starting to pick up. And I knew that would happen. So every weekend is going to be very busy with project work. So it was good to see you. I will see you all again in about 2 weeks. Hope you have a great weekend. Bye.